With a weakening system of checks and balances, how can business leaders respond to protect their competitiveness and push back without fear of retaliation? Today, we're excited to be joined by Daniela Bellu-Ayres, founder and CEO of the Leadership Now Project, a pro-democracy business coalition, to dive into these questions and more. Daniela, thanks so much for being with us today.
Pleasure to be here, Mary. Thanks for having me.
Executive actions are all over our newsfeed, from tariffs to attacks on ESG and DE&I to the treatment of immigrant communities. How does all of this impact the ability of U.S. businesses to compete on a global stage?
Yeah, look, the impact right now is pretty profound, as you've raised. We just did a couple of weeks ago, Leadership Now did a poll with Harris of executives across the country, and we found that 80% of executives were very concerned about the current political and economic environment, and that went across parties. And 45% were already seeing the negative impact of executive orders. So what you're hearing in your kind of networks is very representative, really, of across the country, of the uncertainty, instability that many companies are feeling. And I think the threat to U.S. competitiveness that we're seeing is multifaceted, right? And it's both the tariffs, the erosion of historic alliances globally, and it's also things like the impact on talent pipelines and innovation by pullback from universities in various ways, including funding. So, I think we're in a context where there are a lot of risks for businesses across the board, and it is a moment where being smart about identifying the risks, but then really also being strategic about how do you mitigate them, and what are ways that business can play an effective role in trying to, prevent more erosion of our competitiveness, is something we think a lot about and look forward to discussing further.